enjoy the beers. Life is a lemon and I want my money back. Well, let's see if that's the case. Yes, Rasco and Disco beer review with me, Disco, coming at you live and loud from in front of the cans and bowls here on the bar, at which I'm still bitterly insistent on calling the Disco Arms. Good evening, everybody. Welcome along. Thanks for dropping in already to Monday Club. I did say last week, I don't know whether Monday Club would carry on, having done last Monday Club last week, but I thought, well, it's been a bit of a scorcher of a day. I've got a day off. I need some refreshment because it's still pretty warm out there. And I've got 3 hopefully refreshing beers. We'll see if they are the case or whether indeed I do want my money back after these. Yeah, got to have a bit of Meatloaf reference. I can't actually play the music as far as I'm aware. Copyright and all that. Talking of which, thank you very much indeed, as always, to Chilling Gremlin with Henry 420. Thank you very much indeed, Henry, for the musical intro as ever. Played over the start and now in my shorts as well. So yeah, I got 3 lemon beers, yeah, including this Twisting My Lemon, man, a pale ale from Hooch and Salt Beer collab. I've seen a few other reviewers do it, and it didn't seem to be a particularly favourable review, to be honest. But in a rare wander around the supermarket, geez, I can't remember what it was now. I should have checked. I think it's Sainsbury's. Yeah, I saw it on there, and I thought, well, I'll maybe pick it up and have a look. And I didn't quite know where to fit it in. But seeing as I've got a couple of other lemon beers in the stash that I keep meaning to do, and over the weekend, I had a few pints of lemon sour at my brewery up at Perivale, and I was on Paul's Beer Reviews live last night. Dropped in on a late night Sunday night live with Shark as well, and yeah, I was saying about went up the brewery just for the afternoon, just for a couple. Ended up having 4 pints of lemon sour. It's a really good lemon sour. In fact, let me show you. It is this beer. These are the beers of my weekend, and this is what happened over my weekend. I hope you all had a good weekend and had many excellent beers. I didn't have that many, but the ones I did were pretty good, by and large. So yeah, very zesty is the beer I've been talking about. I've been putting together a little video, little bit of B-roll there for you. So hopefully that's all done and dusted and should be uploaded tomorrow. It's a lemon beer up on the farm that contains no lemons. So the title of that one will be When Life Gives You No Lemons, because the title of tonight's one is When Life Gives You Lemons. Just see what I did there? Yeah, so that's a lemon sour, and that bit didn't work because I meant to stop it there, and you'd think I'd know what I was doing by now. But yeah, Saturday was also at the brewery I was working, so I didn't really get a lot of beers drunk. And then Friday night after work, went out on a little road trip. Headed down the motorway to the royal town of Windsor. Headed for a pint of Disco Taxi, 6% New England IPA in the Rabble Tap Room just below Windsor and Eaton Station. There it is. What a lovely looking pint glass. I bought one of those because I was quite impressed with them. Dump a little beer and Disco Taxi. This is Disco Beer Review with me, Disco, coming at you with a vlog style video here. I've got a pint of Disco Taxi. Check it out. Cheers. Yeah, I couldn't get much of a video out of that one. I've got to edit that a little bit more because they had a DJ there, so they was playing music, so I couldn't put that on the video. So I kind of had to, well, not vlog style it, but kind of style it out, and then I picked up a can, so I'm going to have to finish off that one tomorrow. Hopefully get that on up on Thursday. Yeah, part of the Monday Club. It might or might not be an ongoing thing. It's been 2 weeks now. Miss Wilson, good afternoon, good evening to you. Thanks for popping in. Has anybody else got a beer on? to join me in a little Monday evening refreshment. Cheers, Henry. Drinking normal Stella. Going into a crazy session last night. Good man, good man. Love to hear it. Sunday night sessions are becoming a well, not really a regular, but yeah, I'm kind of free on Sunday nights because I'm free on Monday mornings, so it seems to be a thing. Yeah, when life gives you lemons, make some hooch. I wonder if that's how it started. Let's get onto that hooch then. Let's get it in a glass and find out. So I think I'm talking to a certain demographic here when we all kind of remember Hooper's Hooch, don't we, in dodgy and decent nightclubs up and down the land. A few years ago now, it wasn't necessarily a go-to. I was more onto what was that? Vodka ice. I think I wasn't a big vodka person particularly. Hooper's Hooch was kind of fun. A few pints and then go on to a couple of bottles out in a club. I wasn't a big clubbing person back in them days. Not so much as I would be now, I suppose. Did a bit more clubbing after me 20s, funnily enough. Yes, indeed. Good man. I nearly forgot. So, as I should have said, beer number 1, please. I think 18 shows in, I might get the hang of this. Right, yeah, the ticker indeed. Salt Beer Factory. Up in Yorkshire. I don't know how this has come about. I don't know why they thought it was a good idea. Mostly, I think, get something in supermarkets. Hooper's Hooch, if I remember rightly, had a little kind of resurgence a while back, and then it kind of died off again, really, didn't it? It was like, it was never as big a thing as it was in, God, I'm going to say it was late 90s, isn't it? So, yeah, just stepping out of frame, if anybody's wondering where I've gone, you guys on a regular know what I'm doing. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Actually, I can see this time. I've got the angled screen so that I can see what I'm doing. You probably can't see because of the lighting. It's not too bad, so I can actually get it up on social media. Oh, fuck's sake. Me and my big clumsy feet there, knocking the camera. But yeah, that's what we do. Take the photo. Yeah, that's just about in focus. Yeah, and I'll put it up on Instagram and do the review. Managed to get last week's reviews Wednesday stream. Actually got around to doing them on a Sunday because I was technically off on Sunday, so I had a bit of time. There we go. A beer with a reference to Manchester. I know salt. Where's the Manchester reference? I must admit, I've missed that one because I'm talking Yorkshire, as in salt. Oh, they got a bar in Manchester. You have to fill me in with that one. Slightly alcoholic lemonade. That's exactly what I've described as the beer. Very zesty for tomorrow's video. Sounds damn interesting. The Hooch Ale. I wonder if it's like. Oh no, this is a good thing. Yeah. It specifically says a lemon infused pale. It doesn't say pale ale, but I must assume that's what it is. I haven't, like the other two, gone with sour. I'm pleased to see that because lemon drinks mostly go lemon sour by their very nature, of course, with lemons. Oh dear. Head has dissipated really quickly on it. Let's get a nose before my old nasal cavities block up. Oh, I've just worked it out. I've just seen it. Of course, I know what the Manchester thing is. I know you probably commented, but I haven't seen it. Yes, Just to My Lemon Man is, I was going to say about that, the Manchester band. Of course, that's the one. I was looking it up. I was actually reading the words to that earlier. Doesn't exactly lend itself to being read out, otherwise I would have done. Yeah, it's odd then a kind of Manchester reference, but with lemons it had to be done, really, isn't it? Twisting My Lemon Man. Right, let me have a quick sniff. Yeah, not too bad. There's a definite lemon nose to it. Definitely some citrus going on. Doesn't smell too bad, to be fair. Well, let's get some refreshment down my neck. Cheers, all. Okay. Well, yeah. Initially, I would say not. Yeah, it's kind of initially not terrible. It's kind of strange. It goes a bit Gose anyway. There's a kind of salinity, a saltiness to it that you'd expect from a Gose. Salinity on the lips. Then there's a little bit of kind of lemon barley water again, like I said about a beer the other day. It's definitely light. It's got some body to it. It's not particularly thin or watery or nothing like that. Definitely lemon burps. Anyway, it's slightly floral, slightly medicinal kind of. Definitely a slightly floral kind of lemon, and there's kind of odd back taste to it. I don't think it's anywhere like Hooch used to be from my rapidly fading memory. Sorry, I can't believe I didn't get the Manchester reference. I was looking at that this morning when I was putting this together. That is absolutely terrible. But anyway, yeah, thanks for popping in, Rob. Has anybody else had this beer? It kind of, I think, came out a few weeks ago. Like I say, I've seen a few other people review it and not particularly favourably. It's cold. It's been in my fridge all day, so it is a cold, refreshing-ish beer, but it's got that kind of odd salinity to it. I can feel my lips puckering from the salt rather than the lemon. There's a bit of lemon zest in there. What do we reckon? So I haven't watched loads of other people's reviews on this, but the general impressions I got wasn't very favourable. Let's have a look, see what we can get. It's funny you should say that, actually. Is it Radler like? I suppose, but it is. Was it 4%? I mean, I'm thinking Radlers are like 2.5. So it's got more on the body to be a Radler. It has got a kind of malty pale ale-ness, like pale ale malt kind of note to it. Then it goes towards Gose. I've got this salty thing on my lips. Let's have a look at the let's have a look. Ingredients, all the usual. Oats. It has got oats in it. That would account for the body of it. Oh, here we go. Another natural flavouring of lemon. Surely natural flavouring of lemon is lemon. How more natural do you want to get than tell us if it's got lemon juice or lemon zest in it? Or whatever. But there you go. Yeah, so not a lot there. Yeah, 4%. There's a massive blurb on all that on the back there. Yeah, so I think kind of too strong to be a Radler, but like I say, it has also got that kind of Robinson's barley water kind of background to it as well. Well, I don't know if anybody wants me to read this out, but I want to read it, so I might as well do it out loud, eh? Says I can say it. Our name is Salt after the pioneering industrialists who built the mill village we first called home, Saltaire, in Yorkshire. It was from here we ventured out into the brewing world, equipped with only a single punchy vision: make great craft beer for everyone and do it our way. Tired of following tradition, we go where our brewing instinct takes us, shamelessly combining heritage and modern brewery craft, crossing styles, exploring new ingredients, and producing many award winners along the way. Don't every craft brewery do that? Because otherwise, I mean, you do all the regular stuff too, but lovely blurb and all that. When it comes to crafting beer and pursuing our own evolution, we're pushing on at pace. We're growing, and so is our selection. There's now a whole world of great salt, blah, blah, blah. Don't thank us. Like the beer, it's a pleasure. That's great. Like I say, that's every brewery. Pretty much. I've missed loads of comments there. I do apologise. That's all right, Henry. See you back in a bit. Right, pushing on, as he says. I'm going to read the bottom bit because I want to see what it says. Lemon infused pale ale. Yeah. So does that mean it's got lemons in it, or natural ingredients, or are they the lemons? The natural ingredients. I don't know. What's in the wording? We've teamed up with the iconic Hooch to bring you a collaboration that blends nostalgia, in the name anyway, bold craft expression with bold craft. The result, an outrageously refreshing beer. It's a lemon-infused pale ale that's so easy drinking, it will leave you wanting an encore. Each sip is a sensory journey, inviting you to savour the bright and zesty flavours which are perfectly paired with a well-crafted pale ale base. It's a beer that captures the same energy as the music that inspired it, with a taste that will leave you shouting, "You're twisting my lemon, man." The other Manchester connection is the lemon is logo of Stone Roses, isn't it? Use the lemon. Anyway, yeah, so it is kind of refreshing only because it's lemon juice, but it also has, it's got a really odd, I mean, the previous beer I had was a Pilsner, so I don't think that's getting any salinity from it, and I shandied that. Not just to have more lemons in the equation, but yeah. Window, Thomas, good evening to you. Thanks for popping in. Shark, good evening to you. Thank you very much indeed for popping in as well. I was just saying, good to see you. Yesterday, Simo, good evening to you. Thanks for popping in. Are you off the beer tonight? Are you having a beer joining us on Monday Club with a beer? Yeah, so this Hooch business, for me, the nostalgia thing isn't there apart from the name. Yes, I remember drinking Hooper's Hooch back in the day. I remember it coming back, and I didn't really get onto it when it came back a few years back. So I think they're maybe just like trying to do something to like refresh them, get them back in supermarkets, get the name back in front of people. I mean, I'm banging it down fairly quickly, so it is kind of lemon juice refreshing. I say cold in my fridge. I suppose lemon you can have warm, but I don't think you'd want it warm, especially on a day like today. Yeah, so I know Henry's on the Stella. Is anybody else doing a Monday Club, a cheeky Monday night beer, or is it just me? Because I haven't really got to get up in the morning. It's not a school night for me anymore. How woo! It was good to see you in a semi-oversized. Oh, overserved. I read that as oversized. I have to get new glasses, man. Thought that was rude. Yes, no, it was good to see, good chat, and yeah, that's why I ended up doing lemons today, because I was talking about the lemon beer, talking about Paravel quite a lot last night, and yeah, I thought I'd bang this up again. Slightly self-indulgent in my own part. Yeah, I was going on about brewery, about Paravel. See it in the B-roll there that I've edited together today for tomorrow's video. Probably put that out, I think, about 5 tomorrow in the usual 5 o'clock slot. But the question I have, because again we were talking about anxiety and worrying about getting content out and stuff. Do I bang on about Paravel too much because I'm enthusiastic and I've just started working there? Do you want to see more content from Paravel? Or do you, like me, think I've hopefully got it just about right? It's kind of, I use the term my brewery. It's not, I don't own it. I just, happen to work there a few days a week. But I really enjoy it. You probably see from the footage I put out there, they're kind of on a farm. So it's really kind of peaceful, tranquil in London, not far from Wembley, as I was saying to Paul. It's just off the A40. So it's kind of, you can't hear the motorway unless the wind's blowing in just the right direction. There's a lot of trees in the way down the canal. You can hear the occasional train, the occasional car. The most noise pollution is cars meeting when the traffic lights go out of phase on the humpback bridge over the canal at the bottom of the driveway, and there's everybody shouting and beeping at one another. Is the general noise pollution, apart from the people, of course. But yeah, a bunch of really nice people up there, a bunch of volunteers who do the gardens and that. So yeah, hopefully I don't bang on about Paravel too much. Hopefully I get the balance right. I'm not sure this beer has got the balance right because the lip puckering action from is mainly salt. It's kind of salinity, which I don't mind, but it's not a gose. It's a pale. It doesn't say, it specifically doesn't say pale ale, but it does in that description, doesn't it? So yeah, not sure about this one. I have got another can. Not sure if I'm going back for it or not. I mean, I will drink it, but it's one I'll just do like without thinking. It's not something that I'm gonna go to on a regular basis. I don't think there's other beers for that. It's not too bad. But yeah, it is kind of Radler-esque. I could bung some lemonade in it to pep that lemon note up. Might be okay. Phantom Brewing, Somewhere City, nice IPA. Superb. Yeah, heard lots of good things about Phantom. Haven't quite got onto them yet. Raggy, good evening to you. Thanks for popping in, sir. Yeah, Brass Castle. I've been banging on about Brass Castle. They were, I think, my brewery of the year, or at least definitely in nominations for a couple of years in a row. I haven't quite gone back to them enough. I have had these two beers sitting in the stash for too long. They are in date. We were joking the other day about drinking out of date beers, but all three are still in date. I've got quite long dates on them, but I bought all of them this year. I wasn't quite sure what to do with the Brass Castle ones. I've nearly gone back for another Brass Castle order in the last month because there's a lot of good stuff on there that I'll kind of want to try. I placed another order today. Shark, if you're still in, I placed an order with you in mind, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I love Brass Castle alongside Turning Point, two of my top Yorkshire breweries, to be fair. But yeah, good evening to you, sir. Good evening. Pension. I thought I said passion at first, but yeah. So I've missed a load of comments because I've been banging on. But yeah, pile up there if you think I bang on too much about Perivo. Do let me know, and I'll wind it in or step it up. Hang on, I can't see the poll now. Where's he gone? Yeah, man. You know, we were talking about the shark beers. Can't work out how to send them to you, but I got them in myself. We'll work out that later. Hoping to come across this beer too. Well, I got it in supermarket. I must have done because I got two of them. I'm fairly certain it was Sainsbury's. Fairly certain it was Sainsbury's. So if you've got one nearby, it's worth a look, I think. So let's have a look at good old Google. There we go. So on the Sainsbury's list. Oh no, it isn't. No, that's the wrong one. That is Hooch itself. No, you can still get Hooch in Sainsbury's. Alcoholic lemon brew. It's not the one I was looking for. I haven't really been into any other supermarkets for beer recently. Hang on, Hooch and Happy Mondays Bears. So they actually got beers in on yet. They're still in there for June 2024. Well, of course, he loves a good corporate thing. He'll sign up for pretty much anything, won't he? Fair play to him. Top lad and all that. Has landed in Tesco's and Morrison's. Maybe it was Tesco's. Well, there you go. Maybe it was Tesco's then. I haven't been to Morrison's for a long, long time. So, yeah, perhaps it was Tesco's, not Sainsbury's. There you go. Yeah, find a big Tesco's. It should be all right. Cheers, Henry, as ever, for the promotion and prompting. Smash the like and subscribe if you can. It's free and it makes me look good, and they love it. Yeah, man. The Verdant ones, the shark beers from Verdant. I have only ever bought one Verdant beer, and that was Lightbulb, just to see it. But yeah, I don't know, had a little bit of a moment, and I thought, let's do it. The other reason was I was buying another beer for another theme for next week. Don't need to buy more beers. I did it for you, man. I did it for you. So yeah, I got one of each and a couple of spares. Yeah, just on a bit of a whim, really. I thought we were talking about it yesterday. So yeah, so sharks need water too, or Baby Shark was one of them. Yeah, I don't really buy Verdant because I'm not committing to like a 5, 6, 7% on a 5, 6, £7 can, but they were actually reasonably priced. To be fair, I got them from Trembling Madness, so they were good, good value. So they're arriving tomorrow, so we'll talk about that, I guess, at some point. Yeah, I really don't get the salt. It's not psychosomatic because it's Salt Brewery. I know what Salt Brewery is all about. It's not about salt, but yeah, there's this kind of saltiness on the lips, which I find really weird because it's not a Gose. I expect a bit of salt and salinity in the other two because they are Goses. So I was looking at brewing a version of one of those beers, the Baby Shark. Yes, because of the song. Can't put the music on there, but we can work something out. Yeah. Right, let me nick this one down. Let's get on to the next beer. Probably going to try and keep this one a bit short tonight, being a Monday. I am indeed halfway through. If I'm only going to do an hour, I never do exactly an hour. But let's go on. Beer number 2, please. Beer number 2 will be... Wasn't sure which order to do this in, really, to be fair. Beer number 2 is this one. It's called Dune Bug. And these are really difficult to photograph and hold up to the camera because they're on the side. I love it anyway. And my camera won't focus and then it'll go all out. So a lemon and samphire Gose. Gose, whichever way you want to pronounce it. I call it Gose. Good man. I'm going to leave that up there. Just going to cleanse the palate, try and get that salt out of the way, just so I can see the salt content on the next one. But it's really lip puckeringly. It's not lip puckeringly sour. It's lip puckeringly salt. You know, like down the bottom of a bag of chips. Really strange, but there you go. Is what it is. Rarely do brandy glasses, but I've got one for Brass Castle. I'm not really sure this is right for a Gose, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, so Brass Castle up in Malton in North Yorkshire, on the way to the coast. A brewery I've featured many times, not too much in video, I don't think. And I think again I picked this one up from Trembling Madness rather from a direct order. I've done loads of direct orders from Brass Castle. Really enjoy their beers. They always do something in. They've got their basic core range of, you know, the Helles. They've got a basic core range of pale ales and hoppy stuff and that. And then they're really good, I think, for popping in some random adjuncts that you wouldn't even think about necessarily. And in this one, it's Samphire. Probably don't need to explain, but Samphire you find on the coast. Used to see it in supermarkets down here. It's kind of a bit of a trendy thing. But I used to buy it, usually on the yellow sticker discount, because that's why I buy most of my foodstuffs. But it's great in the summer. Chop it up in a bit of salad. It's got that natural sea salt flavour. So you don't need any table salt on a salad. Just chop it up into little bits. Sprinkle it on. Green, kind of sort of slightly fingerish fronds on it. It's quite crunchy to start with, and it goes a bit limp, but I like it. I haven't seen it for a few years. Yeah, that's the one. It was £7, but I'm like, well, I got one of those. So I got two of the others, but I didn't fancy spending £7 on a double IPA. because you know what I'm like with double IPAs, especially as it's verdant. And I've thus far resisted buying verdant because I just imagine them to be a hot bomb. Yeah, the thing about Brass Castle is the difficulty to actually photograph it. Not only that, because they have this kind of silver, kind of black outlined cans. It's not good. I'm not a massive fan of the whole vertical can wrap with the names. I like the details. I think I've said this to Brass Castle before. It's like, if you want people to talk about your beers, are they talking about your beers because you can't read them and you can't photograph them, or are they going to photograph them? So that's not too bad. Oh, fucking tripod again. Right, because I'm a picky bastard and too much of a perfectionist, I'm going to run that again and hope for the best. But yeah, what do we think about vertical cans and silver cans? I find them really annoying because I have to do this. I have to try and get it right because I'm picky and a perfectionist. And eventually I go, do you know what? Maybe I should talk about your beer. No, I've got that. That's actually worked. That's worked. Yeah, got that. Happy with that one. There you go. Thanks for the reminder again. By the way, David Wilson, as ever, doing good works on the stream. Right, so move that out. First thing I noticed about this one, can't actually see it on the camera, but it is very, very pale lemon. Great carbonation racing up the glass, as was the previous one, the Hooch, to be fair. But from this angle, it is very, very pale on the lemon. Again, like lemon juice, or rather lemon concentrate. Again, it's quite dark on a camera on that one as well. But yeah, here is very, very pale indeed. I'm going to do what I always do with Brass Castle. I can't. Is it me, or is there no Brass Castle logo on that can? There isn't, is there? All right, there it is. It's all the way down there. I can't do it. No, won't work on that one. As I say, difficult to view can wraps. Let's have a look. Well, we'll try and do it on that one. That's not exactly easy, but we go. Sorry, I've missed a bunch of comments again. Thank you, as always, everybody, for joining in, popping in. If you're watching this after the event, after the live, thank you very much indeed. Also, don't forget to put your comments in the bottom. I will get back to each and every one of them. Whilst hoping that you'll click like and subscribe on the thing, because it gets it about so that other people can see it. Yeah, so appreciate the comments. Simo, you're going to look at the sharp beers. Yeah, like I say, I don't normally buy verdant, but I took a chance on it. They're at Trembling Madness. They are a bit pricey, certainly that double IPA, but I took a gamble just because of our good friend Kevin there at Shark Home Brewing Adventures, and we were talking about it. Yeah, I'd love you to get some. I'd love you to get some beers. I think if Verdant had anything about them, I'm sure they've got a reasonably good expense account. They could just FedEx some to you. Surely they must be able to. As you do. Did the earth move for you, Shark? You okay? Everything all right? Hopefully a small one. Nothing too major. Just casually noting we have an earthquake. There was an earthquake in New Zealand once. Not the big one from a few years back. A couple of years before that, 2007. Didn't know it's a thing. A local girl I was chatting to went, did you not see it? Did you feel that? And I went, no. So did you not see the trees move? I went, trees move all the time. So yeah, I survived an earthquake, but Creators of Cross 634 a can. What for the double IPA? Because I paid $7 for the double IPA. I don't know. I think the others were like $6 and $5 or something. I thought it was not unexpected, but then I was surprised by verdant prices. we can do a shark themed live stream review. Well, to be fair, I was going to say to Shark, I've got them. Do you fancy popping over? But I was going to do that privately, but now I've done it publicly. So yeah, that's the invite. Not, I feel a bit bad about going, oh yeah, I'm drinking these beers for you, Shark, but you can't have any. That's a bit rude. But you've got your own Shark beers that we can't have, so it's kind of fair. Or do I wait until you've brewed your own Shark beers or your own version of it? Don't know. I'm not against that. But you know me, I love a little name related association. I love putting these beers together. I mean, 3 lemon beers. How much lemon is too much lemon? Will my lips be dried up husks by the end of this? I haven't even got into this one yet. Been yabbing on, done the photograph. So yeah, let's have a nose. Not too much on the lemon. Very, very faint. This one's probably been in the stash a couple of months, but it's dated up to November, so let's get it down my neck. Cheers. Oh, happy Monday, club. Okay. Different again. Much more lemon juice on that. Oddly, it's 4 point. What did I say it was? 4.7. Dune bug is called. I guess because you get Samphire from kind of sand dunes along the shore, especially on that eastern seaboard, up Yorkshire, up and towards Northumberland. I've never seen any growing in the wild myself because I don't get out to the coast as much as I'd like to, being in London. But brothers, thanks for popping in, sir. Have you got a beer on? Welcome along to Monday Club. It's only the second ever Monday Club in show number 18 as we're on now. I'm going to get that wrong. I mean, I know I got wrong the other day and called it show 7. Vasco kindly pointed out. I don't know. Yeah, there's a kind of sort of fresh green note kind of in the background. Again, it's got quite a body on it. Like, that refreshment is kind of not hampered, but it's there. But it's kind of it's got that kind of light lemon juice kind of note. Again, I'm thinking Robinson's barley water a little bit, but it's got a body on it. There's no like wateriness to it. Yeah, I know what you mean, Sumo. I still call him Bramwell or Mr. B. But yeah, you can't message direct. You keep forgetting. I know the score. But it's fine. He'll pick it up in the comments. Just yeah, you don't have to at him. He'll find it. Especially in my stream. All you good people are popping in with the comments. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah. Is 3 lemon beers a good idea, or is that far too much lemon, do we think? Like I say, I had 4 pints of lemon sour yesterday, but and again, because I keep talking about banging on Perrier, I do find this kind of tendency to fucking hairs all over the place. Yeah, I do find this tendency to compare everything I drink now to similar kind of beers at Perrier. Because I was drinking this lemon sour yesterday. We don't call it a ghost because there's not enough salt in it to be a ghost. We just call it a lemon sour beer. It's kettle sour. And we made some more of it over the weekend because the last batch, we kind of smashed through it in this hot weather. People love it up there. I kind of sell it as beer for people who don't like beer. And I also sell it to the lager drinkers because people walk up and go, have you got anything that's like a lager? Well, we got a Nettle Pilsner, but if that's not on, like it hasn't been for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I kind of sell it as a radler, so like a lager, like a lager shandy or a radler, and it works because it's just nicely balanced. Anyway, I'll tell you about that in the video coming out tomorrow. See, banging on about Paravel too much, or at least I think I am. Yeah, got to squeeze another lemon beer in. Do you think the Twisting My Lemon Man Hooch Ale is worth a try? Yeah, I think. I mean, it's probably slightly overpriced at $3.50. It is on the Salt website actually. So at $3.50, and that's a thing I always moan about, is when you get these breweries, you go into supermarkets, but then have the same beer on their website, usually about 50p more, because you're talking £3.54. But I did notice that Salt had it on their website at $3.50, which is kind of good. But for that, obviously, you might as well nip down to the Tesco. I think it catches a few people out because they're expecting it to be Hooch. I think that's where maybe I've seen a bit of negativity, that it wasn't quite as balanced across the flavours. It definitely wasn't balanced in the flavour of Hooch used to be. It's sort of kind of, like I say, it was so much salinity on it. I was confused because it's not a Gose, it's a pale ale. But I say everything's worth a try because I'm all about trying new beers. It's whether you want to risk $3.50 on it. I think if you risked your $3.50 on it at a supermarket, you probably wouldn't risk another $3.50. As a reviewer, it's sort of, there's this big thing about not doing supermarket beers a lot at the moment because of a perceived drop in quality and a perceived kind of, mass-produced kind of thing. I try it. I might not try it again. It might not last again. It's one of these things, you bung a load in supermarkets, people will buy them because of that novelty value. But yeah, there you go. I mean, I'd much rather have something like this from an established kind of brewer, rather some novelty stuff for the name. Thanks, Shirk. I like doing things. So I like having something to talk about rather than I find it really hard to waffle on, even though I waffle on about the theme or about why I'm doing it and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully the reviews aren't a lemon. Hopefully I got a video coming out tomorrow. Probably put it out for about 5 tomorrow, UK time, obviously. Right now, here's where I get found out. Right, how do you kettle sour? Kettle sour is a home brewer by doing the mash, remove grains, add a live culture at cooler temp 24 hours, then warp to boil and do the same process as normal brewing. Right. Yes, basically that. Now when I saw about the outset, I was watching Craft Beer Channel and they're talking about removing the grains. We remove the wort from the grains rather than removing the grains from the wort. I think just because of economies of scale, when we're brewing on 500 litre vessel, it's easier to remove the wort from the grains than lift up the grains. I like a smaller homebrew kit where you just lift up a grain father or whatever, you just lift up the grains like on a 10, 20 litre kit or something. So mash in as normal, transfer the wort to the kettle, and then add the live culture. Not sure about the temperature because as a brewery assistant, I don't necessarily, or not yet anyway, get to actually do that. Although I did see that process happen on Friday, and I'm now struggling because I went off to clean the fermenter. I'm now struggling to think exactly what I saw. But yeah, goes into the kettle, add the culture. We left it overnight, and then recirculated and transferred into the fermenter. Oh yeah, there must have been a boil in there. Yeah, must have been. It's got to be blood temperature for life culture to survive. What's like? Where's blood temperature? 72? Not sure actually. Or lower. Yeah. See, this is why I get found out a little bit because I'm banging on about Paravel and working there, and I do a bit of everything. So I do the mashing in. I struggle with the science of brewing, and I've said that before. I struggle with figures a little bit. I'm not good at maths. I'm not that great at science. So I know the rudiments, but not the specifics. Again, my other main thing really is just working a bar at the weekend. So yeah, but no, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, I think what would be interesting as a comparison is to get a hooch from a supermarket if you can. It's not a comparison. Another beer for $3.50. Yeah, I mean $3.50 is kind of pushing it. It's about right though, isn't it, for a supermarket beer? Normal hooch is about the same price. Well, yeah, I just saw that at £2 at Sainsbury's. So, but that doesn't mean going to Sainsbury's and Tesco's if they're still in Tesco's. I haven't been big Tesco's, a couple of weeks. We've got one just down the road, the Hoover building. Lovely Tesco's, by the way, architecturally. The old Hoover factory. But yeah, it would be an interesting one. I didn't even think about that because I didn't even look at Hooch. I've got a second one. Maybe I will do a comparison video. I've got far too many videos to get out as it is. So I've got 2 up this week. One definitely is done for tomorrow, and I've got another one about the beers of the weekend, which I probably should put out today, but I've got a bit too much editing to do. As always, I was saying this yesterday, bit too much of a perfectionist, do too many edits. I need to get some unedited videos out where I just set out the camera, do the review, but there's always something goes wrong. I forget. I'm not smart enough for that, so I always have to go back and edit it. And I appreciate everybody out there, all the content creators out there who just turn the camera on, talk about it, put it up, walks and all, forget about it. My brain don't work like that. My brain don't work like that. I have to go and I have to go back and be too much of a perfectionist. That's the other question. Do I moan about being not very good too often? But that's a question for another stream, maybe. Yeah, so there's still that salinity on the lips knocking around. I think it comes from this one, but it may still be knocking across from that hooch. I'm not entirely sure. I always struggle with the term refreshing on lemon beers because that bitter to me is not refreshing. It's just troublesome. But I always describe it as slightly alcoholic lemonade, whereas lemonade is properly refreshing but only as bitter as lemons are. That was interesting. I mean, for me, I can't really get the Samphire note, despite the fact I love Samphire. I know what it tastes like. Basically, taste of the sea. Trouble is with salt, I'd struggle with Gose being refreshing because salt, pubs used to put salted peanuts on the bar as a complimentary thing. So you eat more peanuts, so your lips dry out, so you buy more beer. So I find it really difficult describing Goses as refreshing. I definitely do with the Pereira one because it's got lactose in it, so you've got that balance between salt and sweet. I wonder if this one's got oats in it. Let's have a quick look. What wheat, barley, Samphire, lemon, hops, salt. So no oats. So no balance on the sweetness. I mean, there is really no real sweetness to this one. Slight fruity sweetness, I suppose. But yeah, so added salt. As you'd expect being a Gose. Oh, I should have done the brass castle thing with the glass before. I'm going to say it because you got the brass castle logo. It's called a what's it called? Something a gram. Yeah, it looks the same upside down as it does the right way up. Somebody will tell me the name on it. Well, yeah, it's not just salt. If you haven't washed your hands too recently, there's all sorts of other stuff. They did a survey about that and they found all sorts of weird stuff. I'd rather just buy my own peanuts. Thank you very much. Crisps. Yeah. But that's why things like Ghost does lend itself well to like bar snacks, because you've got the savoury note there already in the salt. Yeah, I was trying to think what bar snacks would go well with that. I mean, prawn sandwich, prawn cocktail crisps. But it's easy to knock back because of that kind of lemon juice kind of note. Yeah, there's very little sweetness in it. It is, but it's not harsh bitterness, that one. The next one's going to be interesting. Let's crack on to it, I think. Like I say, it's easy to put down this one. Good head retention for a Gose. See, that has gone all the way down. Not much in the way of lacing. Again, the Boss Castle glass is hard to photograph because you've got the white one coming through the back. Oh, that's better. That's easy. Yeah, I'm not going to turn that upside down. Anyway, all right, let's get this down my neck and get on to the next one, the third and final one. Oh, excuse me. That's trouble trying to bang 3 beers down in now. But what can you do? They have been easy drinking. That I say, that lemon juice kind of lemon barley water kind of note. Both of them gone down pretty easy, despite the kind of bitterness, the sourness hasn't been mouth puckeringly sour from the lemon. Has been a bit of lip puckering from the salt though. I don't think a bit of water is going to sort that out somehow. So, well, let's move on to. Let's move on to beer number 3, please. And beer number 3, getting in before David Wilson reminds me, is also from Brass Castle. Yeah. Beat you by 3 seconds there. Yeah, so a little bit of an unusual one, I guess. Again, I don't really know how to pronounce it, from Brass Castle. It's 4.8%, so I've gone up the scale again tonight. Kintsugi. Sounds very Japanese to me. I'm guessing because it's a lemon, peel, and miso sour. So I'm not only expecting a lot of savouriness from this, I'm expecting a little bit of heat, a little bit of kick maybe from the miso. I had a miso beer from Turning Point and Siren, I think it was, but it was very dark. So let's see what we get from this one, shall we? Well, pretty much the same paleness as the previous one, which again comes out more darker golden ale on that camera. Excellent carbonation racing, big, thick, bubbly head that I expect still to dissipate. Love the carbonation racing on that one. I could watch it all evening. I won't because I've got to talk about the beer. Yeah, it's dissipating fairly quick. Probably can't hear that on the microphone. It's like the snap, crackle and pop of the beer world, really. Let me try and get a photo of that before. And again, I don't know which side, because I want to photograph the artwork as much as the name. Right, let me get the thing out. So yeah, once again, talk amongst yourselves whilst I disappear this side of the camera before the old photo. Just about get the artwork on that one. That's all right, actually. That's quite a balance between the two. Try and get it to focus. I like doing it from this side because you get all the random cans in the back. Yeah, there we go. That's not too bad. It's reasonably well in focus. Yeah, it's quite dark on the camera. It's really dark. Certainly on that picture, it seems to get darker and darker. So, right, make sure I plug the camera in so we don't go disappear down the hole in the middle like I nearly did last night. But there you go. Yeah, and already the head has already dissipated. Yeah, I've only had one beer in me, so I'm gonna, whilst see as it has dissipated, I'm gonna do this. Just so I should have done this earlier, really. So yeah, miso sauce or miso soup is a thing that I recognise the name of. Let's go over to our good old Wikipedia. Miso is a traditional Japanese seasoning. It is a thick paste produced by fermenting soybeans with salt and koji. It's a fungus. Well, that's why it's a ghost, I guess. Sometimes rice, barley, seaweed. That's why the Samphire worked in the previous one. It's essentially the next best thing to a seaweed. It is used for sauces and spreads, pickling vegetables, fish or meats, and mixing with soup stock to serve as miso soup, a Japanese culinary staple. So essentially, it's kind of the next thing to soy sauce, I suppose, by the sound of it. Yeah, but it's an odd one to have maybe in a lighter beer, because I imagine it to be a more darker product if you're thinking of soy sauce. No real trace of it in there because it is really light. Again, off camera, it's much, much lighter in that kind of lemon yellow notes. Still great carbonation. The head has dissipated though. My nose is starting to block up because it always does. Around 8 to 9 o'clock. Let's have a sniff. No lemons on my nose, doesn't mean there isn't. Slight savoury note, maybe. Let's get it down and check it out. Cheers. Oh, there we go. There again, a very different beer. Much more pronounced lemon, but only towards much more lemonade kind of note. I expect a lemon peel to be zestier, to be a bit more bitter maybe. Can't really. A black IPA with miso. That's interesting because I'm not a big fan of black IPAs because I always find it too kind of hoppy against the darker malts. That one's really interesting. I think that one's probably the most refreshing of the three, arguably. Very distinct lemon note, urging towards that kind of. I keep using the term sweps. Is it like the bitter lemon, like the mixers used to get in social clubs back in the day? So slightly bitter lemon, but very noticeable lemon. It's very bubbly. There's a lot of carbonation on that. Really nice. Definite savoury note, but I can't distinctly pick out miso. I can't say, oh yeah, that's what it is. Maybe there's a savoury note on the way on the back end, I think, perhaps. Nice. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, there's a slight oiliness on the background there a little bit. That suggests that kind of soy sauce kind of vibe. I hate the term vibe, but I always use it. Yeah, I mean, I wonder. So Luke Johnson tonight could cook with that. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it's distinct from the other two. That it's not. It's thinner, but I don't mean in flavour, in kind of body, but it's definitely more juicy. It's got more fruit note to it, off the lemon. So it's lemon peel. This one. Can we do that? There's the Bass Castle. I mean, it's difficult to read in the first place, but then if we do that, no. No, not over the laptop disco. I just felt it on my hand, so I covered it. There's a little on the laptop. You can't see it from far away. Upside down note to it, so I won't do that. I've done it enough. I keep talking about it every time I do Brass Castle, but I do like it though. It's kind of fun. Yeah, let's look on the can. That's what I was going to do. Let's see what we got ingredient wise. I think we know what it's going to be though. Yeah, lemon peel miso. On the miso, it does say soybeans, barley, koji, toasted wheat, lemon peel, and salt. Then it says lemons as well. Yeast, lactobacillus plantarum, and sea salt. So yeah, a big grain and a big adjunct bill there. They always say about being gluten free. Maybe this one isn't, perhaps. That's what I forget. I always forget this about Brass Castle. On the bottom of their cans. Oh no, I misread it. I haven't got all in date beers. I completely misread that earlier without the magnifying glass. Best before ends 17th of the 7th. So I've missed it by 12 days. Never mind. It does say they always put this little message on the bottom of the cans. I forget to look. This one says broken but whole. Camera's never going to focus on that. But yeah, trust me, it says broken but whole. On this one, the lemon and Samphire Gose. Oh, that's badly misprinted. That's why I saw the 7th of the 11th. It says foamy shore. Which you just have to trust me. They put some random notes on the bottom of the cans, which is kind of fun. I kind of like that. Let's have a quick look what you guys have been saying about me, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Yes, I knew that would happen. I knew that would happen if I put the third one in. So thank you very much to everybody who's voted. 13 votes, fair play. Thank you very much. Still time. We're not going to end it yet. So 8% of you think I talk about Paravel Brewery too much. But I can't do the maths. So I'm guessing that's one person. There was always going to be one person. That's why I put the balanced fourth option of do not click this option. And bless you, 31% of you did. I knew that would happen, but it's kind of a balance. And then it's also balanced between not enough and just about right. So I thought it'd be too much. So thank you very much indeed for taking part in that poll. The 13 votes, superb. If you're watching this after the event, please enter the poll by telling me in the comments below if I'm talking about my brewery. It's not my brewery, I just work there. Paravel Brewery too much. And then watch out for the video coming out tomorrow. That's about Paravel Breweries. A very zesty lemon sour beer. Yes, I'm drinking old beers again because that's how I drink. I just buy beers in and then I don't forget about them. I just don't quite get around. I'm a busy man. I can't do them straight away, and they get around to them eventually. And you guys come with me, and fair play to you guys for coming with me on this adventure of old beers, new beers, whatever I can do. I just like talking about the beers. It's never about me. It's always about the beers, whether they're old or not. Yeah, back to normal. Found out I'm drinking an out-of-date beer. Yes, I had this discussion yesterday. No, this morning on Sammy's live, because I bought a Mountain Culture beer. Sammy is always talking about short stout beer reviews over in Australia, and I saw it this morning on Trembling Madness, and it was reduced. It was like 320 or 350 or something, and it was a Track beer. And Track is another brewery I've just not got round to yet. Because it was Mountain Culture, I thought I'll get that, and I'll talk to Sammy about it. And it was a sparkling Australian ale or something. And yeah, Mersey Beers, bless, was like, check the date on it. and I did. And I knew it was probably going to be short dated because it was reduced, and it was like only, I think it was 350. I don't normally take charts on track because it's going to be like 5-6 quid's worth of hoppiness. I think that was only like 4 quid from the off, that one. Yeah, but it was monoculture, so I bought it anyway. Oh well, what can you do? You know what I mean? But yeah, it ran out yesterday. No, it ran out today. So I technically bought it. It was in date. I don't mind. Which one was that? The monoculture one, monoculture and the track one. Yeah, I mean it must have been out for a while if they've been out of date today. Yeah, but yeah, I don't mind. It's best before dates are merely nominal. As I always keep saying, the beer doesn't magically go mouldy, skanky, skunky. Some of them do. Some of them there's some hop fade, but it'll be all right. You'll get a vague idea of the beer. But yeah, it'll be okay. Oh, bugger. Just got a notification. Battery. Bear with me a second just so I can do the outro. I did plug the laptop in earlier so that it was charging, but it turns out I forgot to plug the extension lead into the wall. So just to save the end of the show, there we go. But yeah, I think that will be the end of the show. I've had 3 really interesting beers. How much lemon is too much lemon? Is that too much lemon? As it turns out, no. It's been okay. It's been moderately refreshing despite the kind of salty salinitiness. I've had 3 beers. I can't speak. They've been mid-range, 4 to 4.8. So they've not been heavy beers. It's not been a heavy session. I've kind of enjoyed them. I bought them all because I thought I might, certainly the Brass Castle ones, I thought I might enjoy. I thought the Hooch one would be kind of a little bit gimmicky, but I bought it anyway just to do it. And I'm glad I put them all together. I don't think I've had too much lemon. Maybe after yesterday's quite a lot of lemon beers, 4 pints. But that's one I'd go back for. These ones, I wouldn't drink them on a regular. I wouldn't drink them back to back. I wouldn't want more than one of any of these beers, I don't think. It'd be a nice mid-session palate cleanser. All 3 of them would work if I'm having, a couple of beers either side. Always drink responsibly. I don't always drink responsibly, but I'll give it a go and tell everybody else to. I'm a hypocrite. What can you do? Well, they've gone down pretty quickly. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I've quite enjoyed it. I've enjoyed you guys bouncing around in the comments. And doing a poll, and thank you very much indeed for doing that, for popping in on a Monday night. And if you're watching after the event, also thank you very much indeed. Please like, subscribe, comment. I'm going to leave you with this one quick thought. Cheers, everybody, and as always, whatever they contain, enjoy the beers. Let's do the outro. Run VT.